Can you hear me? I'm trying to figure out if my microphone is working. Oh, hello, Paris, France. Wow. But okay, great. Thank you so much. And I know I put 2:00, so I'm early. I was just trying to see if everything was going to work. So great. Germany, but you're Italian. So what time is it over there? There's a lot of people already. Hello. Hello. So I have something I kind of want to chat about, but I'm going to wait until after 2, so like another 15 minutes or so that I don't lose anything. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Let me know. I want to show you my latest machine. See this blue one over here? That's a 201. I just finished that last night, so that was fun. So we have from everywhere. Yeah, if you can throw in where you're from, I'm curious. I'm really curious. 19 hours. So it's not terribly late, but it's getting there for you guys. Stockton, Missouri. Hello. Hello. It's sunny here. I'm alone. So California, UK. Oh, hello, everybody. I actually started next week project. I can give you a hint of that while I'm waiting for everything. It's going to be fun. It's going to be this guy here. It's a Vogue pattern. Trying to get it to show up. But that's what I'm going to be working on next time. So where are we from? New Zealand. Wow. So early in the morning over there. Thank you. Netherlands. Wow. Green Valley, Arizona. Huh. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. So I know that area. Serbia, Belgrade. Wow. Hello, everybody. I've never heard of Door Country, Wisconsin. That's great. But yeah. So how is everybody doing? You getting through summer and everything? Are you done with your summer sewing? That's one of the things I was thinking of, is this project I'm doing next is probably going to be the end of my summertime sewing. So I'm probably going to get into other projects after that. Buffalo, Missouri. You guys are everywhere. You're so sweet to spend your time here chatting with me. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate it. So is everybody in the middle of a sewing project, or are you just kind of watching to get motivated into a sewing project or something like that? Bermuda shorts, Bermudas and shirts. That's a good thing. That's good weather. Good weather right now for those things. I wish it was raining here. We got a little bit of rain last night, but it's been so dry. All the creeks are dried up, so we really need rain. So, well, it's almost 2. It's getting closer. A linen vest. A vest is actually in my plans. It is in my plans. I want to chat about my idea, but I'm going to wait until 2:00, so I'm going to hold off on that. So, yeah. South Carolina, a skirt after that, another skirt, and then a vest, and then a dress. Yeah, I have been making so many dresses, and I feel like I'm kind of in a dress rut. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'll probably take some time off of dresses, at least for a couple months, just to try to, get other types of things, because it's so easy for me just to fall into a dress glut. South Africa. Hi, Andrea. Oh, my goodness. Hello, everybody. So we have people like super late at night, super early in the morning, and everything in between. I was thinking that this might be a good time frame, so I'm glad that you could be here. It's 1:52, 8 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I'm so excited. And this is going to be recorded, so there's going to be a repeat. And I need to stay close because my microphone is in my Chromebook up here. This all started because when my daughter came to visit last week, we're sitting on the sofa binge watching an old Project Runway because, it's trash TV, but we love it. And I was watching, and there's something that they do on the show that I think is kind of fun, that I kind of wanted to try to carry over onto the channel, because really I have just been like, whatever the mood hits me, that's what I've been making. But I'm feeling like it would be nice if we could like kind of be part of a group, because honestly, I'm here alone in the middle of nowhere in my farm sewing, and you're probably, sewing is an isolated sport basically. And it would be nice if we had a group, but we didn't have to be right next to each other. So this is my thought. On the show, on the Project Runway show, a lot of times what they will do is give a theme. They'll say, okay, every designers, this is your theme. And then everyone makes something based on that theme. They can choose the pattern, the fabric, how wild they're going to be, how not, and everything. But it's kind of that theme. Okay. And so what I was thinking is that we could have a theme. And so if, say, September, around here, September, it's very back to schoolish. Well, actually, August is back to schoolish, but September, it's fall semester is really starting. And so because of that, what I was thinking is make a theme for September of like dark academia, which is a genre that, for the clothing is a lot of woolens, of tweeds, of classic type garments and things like that. But you could do whatever. You could do pants, you could do shirts, you could do jackets, you can do vests, you could do whatever. But so that everyone can kind of work on something from that theme at the same time. And just to try to get people to want to share, because a lot of us, we're kind of, I don't want to say that we don't socialize a lot, but it would be nice to kind of interact a little bit. So what I was thinking is at the end of the month, by the last day of the month, so probably by midnight, my time, the last day of the month, on my Facebook, I will have a post of where to post a picture and a little blurb about your theme. So like your dark academia project or something for September. And just so that everyone can put theirs on there. And then at the end, I will, enter everyone in a random number generator online and just, let it pick one. And then I'll put together a little prize package of, my favorite notions and things like that to ship off to whoever wins. So I've not checked on international shipping, but for the size of the package, I'm thinking it shouldn't be that big. I'm really hoping. But that's kind of my project. So what do you guys think? Do you think that you would be interested in kind of like joining along with me in different, so say I have 2 projects in a month, I would do both projects associated with that theme. Kind of like if I did a dark academia theme for September, I would probably do a vest and a shirt because I already have a bunch of wool skirts and jackets and things. So it would probably be that. And then October would be a new theme, and I'd probably do the projects in October with that one and things like that. So you tried to join the Facebook page and it's been pending. Oh, I thought I had that caught up. I will have to go back and check because I thought I had everybody caught up. That's odd. I will check that for you. But anyway, it's kind of it won't really change that much the way I do things because I'm still going to be putting stuff out. But I kind of wanted to do that whole community building thing. So I was thinking that since everyone would have the flexibility to choose their own fabrics and their own style and their own everything. So so you're a beginner, so something simple. And, that's the whole point is like, say you're advanced and you wanted to do a fully lined, tailored vest with bound buttonholes and all of this stuff, you could. Or you could do a beginner version which is much simpler, which doesn't have all of the extra frills. You know, you could just figure something out that way. And if you wanted to, I would be doing 2 projects and you could join along with those, but you didn't have to do the ones I'm doing. So you live in Florida, so wool is not my thing. Well, that's the thing. It's if I pick a theme, you pick your fabrics, you pick everything. So, and what I would do is probably put together like a little collage of photos that kind of illustrate that theme. So like instead of wool, you could do linens. Like for example, the dark academia theme, it's basically very traditional, think like 1940s professor kind of thing. So if it's hot weather, yeah, do a linen, do, you know, things like that. But if, you know, it's winter, I'm probably going to do wool because winter is coming. So yeah, Switzerland, wow. So if that's okay, what I will do, and we'll just give it a shot. You're pending also in my Facebook group. Oh my gosh. I will have to try to go back and look, because usually Facebook, my Facebook group sends me a notification if someone is pending. I'll have to look. What do I mean by dark academia? Dark academia is just a theme, kind of like, you know, unicorns and lollipops. Dark academia is just a genre, and it would be what I would do for September. And like I said, for any genre I put together, I'll put images so you know what I'm talking about. It's just a certain look, kind of like Jazz Age would be a certain look, or 1950s would be a certain look, or something like that. Now, one thing that I was going to throw out there is, I know we're in different hemispheres and things. So where I'm going into winter in one, you're going into summer in the other. So you just have to kind of adapt to whatever works for you, you know. Try wool. Wool is fabulous. I was a totally against wool person at one point, but I'm not anymore. Yeah, I will go on my group, and the group, it's My Bucolic Life Sewists is the Facebook group, and there's no spaces. It's just all one thing. And I have the tab up, but I don't want to click on it right now because that's going to mess with the camera and everything, but I will check afterwards. So I like that idea personally. I really do. But yeah, if you guys like it, and even if we just get, you know, a dozen people to try along with me, that's great. But then, you know, I was thinking, well, what I would put in the little prize pack, you know, it's not going to be huge, but it would probably be a hole punch like I use, and my heat erasable pins like I use, and maybe a cup with my logo on it or something like that. Just a little thank you for participating kind of thing. So that's my idea. And I didn't want to jump on the whole bandwagon and start it just by myself. So that's why we are chatting today. So there you go. Is there any questions you guys might have about the channel in general, or sewing projects in general, or, you know, life in general, as much as I can answer anything like that while we're all here, because I've got the time. Let's see. Yeah, I love my pens. And with the pens, you know, just throwing it out there, I do love them, and I have not had any problems with them. There's going to be a lot of people that say, oh, if you get cold, the ink will come back. It's possible, but I wash my garments. And once you wash what you have previously marked, there's absolutely no way that stuff's going to come back. So anyway, yes, dark academia is going to be the theme for September. So that's what I'm thinking. And just to give you a heads up, what I will probably be doing is a blouse, probably I grabbed this, and I know this is not traditional and everything, but I like pirate, and I might do a pirate shirt. Oh, there's my camera. I might do a pirate shirt and a very fitted tailored vest out of wool. Last year, I made a wool skirt and that wool peplums jacket. And honestly, I haven't been able to wear it because, where do you wear something like that out here? But I'm thinking if I can make this vest and top to go along with that skirt, then I'll get more use out of it. So that's going to be it. So as far as entering, I mean, you can make one garment, you can make one thing, or you can make an entire, ensemble with all 3 pizzas or whatever. But, just enter once by the end of the month so I can get your name in. And I think that would be fun. And then that way everyone else can look and see what everybody's doing. And it'll feel more like we're all doing this project together. So there you go. Sorry, Norma, I am so sorry. I turned my camera on early just because I wanted to see if my camera was working, and then I started talking. The white pen, yeah. The white pens of the heat erasable pens, you have to let them dry. And when I first got them, I thought mine weren't working either. So you draw with it, and then you have to wait, and it'll appear. So there you go. Yeah. I am so sorry. Yeah. So basically, I will keep this recorded, and I'm going to keep the chat recorded, hopefully. I'm still learning this. I don't do live streams often enough to remember exactly all of the little settings that I knew. But am I making bridesmaids? No. I actually, last weekend, about once every year and a half, this, all the stars align and my entire family is in the house at one point. And that was a couple days ago. So I had both daughters in town and my husband was in town. So that was great for like 24 hours. And while my one daughter was here, I hemmed her bridesmaid's dress and took it in and everything, but it was a ordered one. I redid the back on my daughter's wedding dress again. I think that we have the final one now. And then, you've seen mine. And on mine, we have decided that I am going to go ahead and close up the sleeve at like 3 different points with a fancy little green and gold button and then put it down there. So when the wedding comes in October, I'll give you pictures then. But we're, can't do pictures now because it's a secret. So there you go. Found me from other channels. Yeah, I mean, I've been on here for a couple of years, but I'm just curious. Have you guys ever heard any of the other channels mention me? Sometimes I feel like there's like the cool kids of the sewing channels, and they're all friends. And then there's me. I'm the little dork sewing channel over here. And I'm just curious if any of the cool kids sewing channels ever know who I am, because honestly, I don't have time to watch other sewing channels anymore, because used to years ago, I would pop something on while I was sewing. Oh, you heard from Bob. Bob's my buddy. But I used to have channels on while I was sewing, and I can't do that anymore because I'm recording every time I'm sewing. So I'm kind of out of the loop. But that's okay. Honestly, I was never the cool kid anyway, so that's just fine. So what I was also thinking is it doesn't have to necessarily be a sewing project for you. So like say it's dark academia and you just don't want to wear that. There's absolutely nothing wrong that says that you can make, a men's deal, a child's deal, a daughter's deal, a son's deal, or for you or whoever, as long as it's kind of in that theme. And I'm not going to get overly picky about why you're saying that this is in that category or whatever. It's more just to have the camaraderie. Yes. I saw people talking about my channel in a good way. Oh, really? Well, that's nice. I like people when they talk in a good way. Yeah, I do have a lot of old machines. If you don't know, I do these things. That's another side hobby that I have, and it keeps me busy also. I have a lot of side hobbies. But you know what? It keeps you creative and everything, so that's great. I definitely show every step. I show every mistake too. Have you noticed? And at first, when I first started this, I was concerned because it seemed like you were only supposed to make a YouTube channel if you did everything perfect. But here's my thing. In real life, mistakes happen. And I know that when I'm, watching a movie or something and someone does something that's relatable, I can understand, what they're doing and where they're coming from. So that's why I decided just to leave my mistakes and everything in, because if anything, it makes me more relatable because you understand where I'm coming from. Way to go with your perfect goddess. I'm just reading the comments really quick. What type of, you must mean serger. What type of serger do I recommend? Well, right now I have an old Bernina. I don't have any new machines. My newest machine is from the 1980s over there. I've had Singer sergers and they're fine, but I find that the old Bernina, it's Burnett, I think, but it's from the 80s, but it's really, really heavy. And I like them heavier because when it really gets going, it's not going to want to bounce around on the table. That's my only thing. But they all work very similarly. Just keep your blade sharp. You can replace the blades for sharp ones or sharpen them, get new needles. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of ways to do things. And that's another thing is usually for just about every single step in a sewing project, there's 10 ways to do it. So if you're doing something and you see me go about it one way, it doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. That just means that's the way that I'm choosing to do that part on that day. And that's all. Yeah, we are neighbors. So many of you. I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your support. My little channel, it's growing, it's growing, but it's still just my little channel. And just to let you know, I actually have been approached by sponsorship ideas and things, but I chose not to go forward. There's been a couple big names that, you see a lot of other people doing sponsorships for. And for me personally, I don't like the idea of doing a commercial. I'm going to stop and thank my sponsor and go into all of this stuff that you have to watch me doing. And I'm really sorry about the, ads. It's YouTube. I try to space them out as much as I can, but I can't really control exactly what YouTube is going to do. So, but I have said, no, I'm not doing sponsorships because first of all, I don't want to have to say, oh, I'm really endorsing a product that I don't personally use or I'm not, really jazzed about. But also, that's not why you come to my channels. Anyway, yeah, 3-thread. The Bernina, even though I will have a serger, this is back on sergers now, a serger that has way more than 3 threads feeding through available, I only use 3. And for what I do, which is just basically overcasting, 3 is perfect. And when I do, because there's usually 2 needle placements, I put my needle in the one that's closer to the cut edge, just so I have only 1/8 of an inch overcast. Otherwise, it's going to be more like a 1/4 inch, and that's a little wide for me. Where do I get most of my fabrics? Honestly, the clearance aisle at Joann is where I get most of my fabrics. Just because I go through so much. Every now and then I'll have a specialty thing that I'll, specifically shop for, but that's pretty rare. I'll go through the 70% off section and just see if there's anything interesting. And if there is, I'll grab it and buy about 4 yards of it. And not having a clue of what I'm going to do with it, but that gives me enough fudge room so when I get home I can do, which is why a lot of times you'll see me, I'm cutting out a project and I don't have enough fabric because I didn't buy the fabric specifically for it. And look, it just started raining. Well, you can't see that, but just started raining. So that's why I have to fudge and, figure out other ways when I'm running out of fabric. What Waywalk should sponsor me. Yeah, really, huh? I actually just put in another Waywalk order. But look, I gotta show you. In the order that they sent this time, they are doing stickers now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with a sheet full of Waywalk stickers, but they're doing stickers now, so that's fun. Okay, so let me see here. Some of the ugliest fabrics make the cutest clothes. That is true. I mean, look at this. Who would buy this fabric, you know? But I do. And I need to, that's another thing, watching the Project Runway, they never use prints. And I am into such over-the-top prints. I know I could never, you know, do that show because they'd kick me off for using wild prints. But I love them. I love them. And unorthodox patterns, unorthodox fabrics, you know, upholstery, home deck fabrics, all kinds of stuff. I should take advantage of the opportunities. Well, I agree, but it's kind of like the do unto others thing where if I didn't want to watch the sponsorship ads in other people's, I feel like I shouldn't have to make you guys watch them in mine. I wanted to sew a raincoat and try to waterproof the seams. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You can do it. Like a oilcloth kind of thing would be fun. I actually have a really cute oilcloth fabric. There is a website, it's oilcloth.com, I think it's called, or something like that, that I ordered direct because I was recovering a typewriter case, which is, you know, another hobby for another day. But they have amazingly cute, big, bold oilcloths. So there you go. I have linen, dry clean only. Should I wash it anyway? That is up to you. But if it was me, I would. I wash everything. And my reasoning is if later it gets thrown in the wash, even if you plan on doing dry cleaning it, but if later it gets thrown in the wash by accident, I want all of the shrinking and everything to get done ahead of time. Plus, if the linen is scratchy, sometimes throwing it in the washer and dryer softens it up a little bit. But it's totally up to you. It is totally up to you. I wash all my rayon that says dry clean. Yeah, I wash everything that says dry clean. You know, I wash everything, you know, except the only thing I did not pre-wash that said dry clean was that Linton tweed. I did that Wants to Be a Chanel dress just because I have my little scrap of it here. With all of this going on, and it was so outrageously expensive, you know, I just did not feel comfortable with that. But that's it, you know, in many, many years, that's it. So, you know, but again, it's your project. Do whatever you feel comfortable. Hang on a second. It's giving me the option to skip ads, and I think I'm going to do that. I don't understand YouTube live streams. Anyway. So, who does maintenance on my machines? I do. I do maintenance on my old machines. I build these things. So, I'll just do a quick blurb. My camera is reversed, so it's over here. This is the logo, Promethean Sewing Machines, for my other YouTube channel. And basically, I take rusty old machines, tear them apart, strip the paint, repaint them, polish all the parts, and put them back together, make them sew. So I do that too. And I think there's a link in the description to all of my channels in there. Except for quilting pre-cuts. Yeah, I'm not a quilter, so I am not talking about quilting. Sorry, I don't know the ins and outs of that. Sorry about that. Hello, Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix. I have family in Phoenix. I have a sister and a daughter in Phoenix, so it's good to see you. But yeah, so anyway, if you weren't here at the very beginning, I was talking about the group project thing. And I'll give a quick recap of that, but I just wanted to show you really quick one more time because I have it right here. This is the project I'm going to be doing this week. Okay, it's this Vogue pattern, which is kind of Jessica McClintock, Gunny Sacks-ish. And I'm using a fabric that I hate to use, but it's so pretty, which is a crinkle rayon, because I'm torturing myself. But like I said, that's probably going to be the last of my summer-ish dresses. So, yeah. Let's see. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube. Go to my other channel, Promethean Sewing Machines. Okay, she was asking if I have something about sewing machines. Promethean basically means to be rebelliously creative. And I figured that was a good way to talk about what I do, because there's a lot of people, who are horrified at what I do to sewing machines. So I'm rebelliously creative in painting them and everything like that. So yeah, for the YouTube channel, Promethean Sewing Machines, and just, I have a lot of stuff on there. Let's see here. But how many of you were not here in the beginning when I was talking about my project and my idea and my group theme and everything like that? Do I need to go through all of that one more time? I'm just curious. I know I jumped in this too late. Not seeing any comments, so let's see. Recap. Again, thank you all of you who were here early, because I wasn't planning starting early. Recap, here's what I want to do. And so this is just going to be a repeat for everyone who saw before. Go get a cup of coffee. Watching old Project Runway TV shows and everything, I got the idea to do a group theme, a group project. So basically on the show, what they will do is give a theme to the designers. And they'll say, okay, everyone does a certain theme. The designers themselves get to pick what pattern, what fabric, how much decoration, all the details, but it has to kind of be the theme. And I wanted to do something like that for all of us. So what I want to do is start in September. And what it would be is at the beginning of the month, I would choose a theme. And then my projects during that month would be my version of that theme. You don't have to do mine. You can do whatever you want to. And so for September, I was going to do the theme of dark academia, because it's back to school academics kind of time. And if you're not familiar, dark academia theme is like classics. Think 1940s studying in a dark library. So it's wools, tweeds, button up type old schoolish blouses and shirts, pants with suspenders, things. And what I would do is at the beginning of the month, put up a little photo collage to give everyone an idea of what that theme kind of is. And then during the month, I would do a couple projects, my version of it. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever. But by the last day of the month, I will have a post on my Facebook group. And whenever you get your project done that's with the theme, post a picture of it and your little blurb about it, And then by midnight of that month is the last time to enter. Okay, and I'll make it midnight your time zone just to make it easier for everybody. So then the next day I can enter everyone that participated into a random number generator and, pick a winner. And then I would put together a little prize package to send that winner for that month for participating, just, to have fun. But that way it's kind of like we're all kind of working on the same theme, even though you would have complete freedom to do whatever skill level or design or fabric or anything you would want to do. So that's my idea. How's that sound for everybody that missed it the last time? So, and hi, Jeanette. Well, Jeanette, I am recording this so you can watch it again later. I think that would be fun. And then like October would have a different theme. November would have a different theme. And we just carry on like that. And then And the price package, I think I was saying, right now I'm thinking a set of heat erasable pens, a hole punch like I like to use, a travel cup with my logo on it, things like that. And that's what I'm thinking of. So it's not, a huge cash prize or anything like that, but it's like, thank you so much for participating kind of thing, kind of like community building. So anyway, if that, a lot of people are saying it sounds great. So if that sounds great with you, like September, I'll get it started, and it'll be my first month. So hopefully, I'll be able to get it all together. And then I will post what the theme is in a post on YouTube and in my Facebook group. I'll go back and figure out why you guys haven't been added, because I don't know why. Hang on, I got a hair in my eyeball here. I don't know why there's people who say they've applied and haven't been added. Facebook, I don't know what they're doing, so I'll have to jump on that. If you post a link from your own channel here, I think so. Just make sure I see it, okay? Make sure you get it. This is for Woody. He doesn't have Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, what I would say is, because I am going to post a Dark Academia or like a themed post on my YouTube channel, like the community page and my Facebook. I would prefer Facebook so they're just in the same place. But if you absolutely don't use Facebook and all that, I would say you can put a comment with a link to however on the YouTube community page, and we'll just work it out that way. Okay. It's not life or death, and I'll be able to, figure it out that way. So, yes, you do get a full month. And that's the thing. If you are a slow sewer and you're just doing a very basic top, you can get that done in a month. And it'll be motivation to get a project actually completed. And that's one thing. Having the YouTube channel actually really, really is good motivation for me to kick these projects in gear and actually get them finished. Because, just like anybody, I would be tempted if something was giving me trouble just to sit it on the side of the table and ignore it. But because I kind of have a schedule, and usually I run into trouble when I'm halfway through the video, so I'm already kind of committed to it, that I just have to power through. And that helps me. And I'm thinking that that might help a lot of other people too. When you have a reason to finish that project, it helps. It helps you kick it along. So, okay. So I'm just reading the comments really quick so I can take a look. But anyway, well, it takes me a full day to cut out patterns too sometimes. So, I mean, if you watch my channel, you'll see I'm constantly saying, welcome to the next day, because I can't keep sewing when I get too tired, or else bad things start happening. And so a lot of times I figure out what I'm going to do and maybe get the pattern cut out in a day. And then the next time, maybe I'll cut out all of my pieces, because for some projects, it takes forever. And I can tell you, there are a boatload of pieces in this dress, a lot of pieces. And space it out. Giving yourself a full month will let you space it out enough, but still get it done. At least that's what I was thinking. Let's see. What am I reading here? Okay, so if you guys are all good with that, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and finish this project, and then by the 1st of September, I will post up, our new idea and everything. And what I'm going to have to do is, as far as a giveaway, I think that Facebook or YouTube or everything requires that I make official rules and disclaimers. Okay. So somewhere I'll figure out where all that small print goes. If I can, I'll probably just do a separate little video that's just all the rules and the disclaimers, so that, just to cover myself. But it's just so that I can say it's on there, it's online, and, nobody can come and get me. Trash pandas, yeah. That was such cute fabric, that Trash Pandas. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get that, but the coloring turned out wrong. So anyway. Okay. Will I share my Facebook link? It is in the description of all of my videos. I don't think it is this one because lives are weird, but in all my other videos, there's a link to my Facebook group. And there was a couple people who said that they were in pending, so I'll have to go back and see why anybody's pending. As far as I know, everyone's in. And here's the thing with my Facebook group. I am on the honor system. Basically, when someone applies, if they look like they're a real human being, I let you in. I don't ask you to answer all of these questions and everything because that's not my business, why you want to sew and why you want to interact with sewing people. If people start getting out of hand, well, you know, I can deal with that individually. But honestly, it's very rare that someone gets a group. So, but yeah, there's a link in the description of the videos. If I can look at you and I can say, oh, look, they're a normal person that has friends and joins groups. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Yes. The logo on the Facebook group is the same one as the logo for this channel. So that's good. Yes. Willie Hermit, you are a real human being. That's great. Because that's it, honestly. Yeah. So anything else that you guys have questions about? Because that's about it for everything I really wanted to share. Not really seeing anything. So I wanted to let you know where I turn my camera's opposite land here. The machine that I just finished, which is that 201, I'm going to be using it to sew this pattern. It's a fabulous machine and it's for sale. So if any of you are interested, they're great machines. So when you see all of this, you'll see me on that machine. It has like the little angry bluebird on it, which I think is adorable. So that'll all be in the description and everything for my video when I get that done. So right now I'm pretty much just on every 2 weeks. As far as I can tell, that's just going to be my schedule for now on. And I feel comfortable with that because it gives me enough space between videos that I can do more intricate, you know, type of projects without burning myself out. So, okay. Alrighty, everybody. So that's going to be it. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. You keep me motivated. It's fabulous. And I'm just going to say goodbye. And I'm going to leave your comments up so I can go back and look at them because I love it, because I know I missed a bunch of them, but I just want to remember that you guys were here, okay? So anyway, I will see you next week. No, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks when I get this one published. But in the meantime, if you have questions or something, leave a comment or throw something on the Facebook group because I try to keep an eye on that. And hopefully my schedule will calm down so I'll be on top of things. Okay? Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to hit in now and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.